This Game of the Week is being brought to you by SSP, Speed, Strength, Performance, fuel for a new breed of athlete. Go to www.sspnutrition.com. Use promo code ACFL for a 20% discount. Nutrition for the serious athlete looking for serious results. And also Darren's Cleanout Service. 15 years of experience taking care of your junk here. Homes, basements, attics, apartments, you name it. And also demolition. Call 201-966-9159. Your junk here. You want all the news and updates going on in the league? When new schedules are posted, announcements, tournament dates, season signups, scores, videos, and much more. Get connected. Follow us on Twitter at ACFL Football to receive notifications right on your phone, tablet, or PC.
Alright, and here we are with this week's Game of the Week. It's a little bit delayed due to Joey B being on a golf vacation, and I had a great time.
And Mother's Day.
Mother's Day. And sitting to my left, the very dapper
That's right.
Jim Flanagan, who, by the way, Adam, is wearing orange today. Adam and I are both grads of Syracuse University, and we're trying to get Mr. Flanagan down. He's wearing the orange today.
How did I miss the memo then?
And to my right, I have Adam, who's joining us for the balance of the spring season. Alan, welcome aboard again. You're starting to get fired up about the ACFL?
I think it's awesome. This is a league where you've got people who, know it's not the NFL, but these guys care. They care about their teams. They care
Very
about
passionate.
They're very passionate. Care about their opponents. And it's a fantastic league to be a part of.
That's right.
Yeah, go ahead, Jim. I'm
That's right,
sorry.
ACFL, ACFL.net. Follow us on Twitter at ACFL Football. And Joe, I read the message boards. I read about the dress code, I came prepared this
Well, what
morning.
about-
He keeps going to his tie just in case.
Just in case it
people aren't
falls
seeing
over.
it.
This
He's
is
just
not a
going to his tie.
clip-on, ladies and gentlemen. It is really on there. And by the way,
It's only the hair.
how does my hair look? Huh? Well, I'll keep you all guessing, but it's real, whether you want to believe it or not. And this segment of the show is brought to you by, well, let me ask you guys something, right? Do you hate a cluttered house?
Can't stand it.
Can't stand it. Yeah, stepping over things. I know when we were at SU, I was always jumping over my roommate's it's horrible, right?
It's like my living room right
Like
now.
your living room
I
is
get
like
terrible
that.
flashbacks of my
Well,
dorm.
you know what? I tell you, it doesn't have to be that way anymore, because this segment of the show is brought to you by Darren's Cleanout. Now, let me tell you something about this guy. I mean, he does demolition. If you're tired of your house, he'll tear it down for you if you want. But he does all kinds of demolition. He does in-home and office cleanup. He'll come in and he'll just take out anything you want, put it anywhere you want, get rid of it for you. He does moving. If you're moving and you need help moving large items, small items, he's involved in that. Damage cleanup, and after Sandy, I'm sure he was a very busy guy with the damage cleanup. And if you want to do it yourself, he'll drop a container off at your house. Just tell him what size you need, and you could do it yourself. And and you can throw anything out. I mean, you could throw out the wife, the kids, anything that fits in that container. It's a tempting offer. But he'll do that for you too.
Wow.
And and besides doing your house cleanup, if you have a commercial building or an office, he'll come in and do that too. So I mean,
He's well-rounded.
He's well-rounded. So anything involving a clean-out,
I don't
clean-up.
gotta get dirty myself, Joe.
No, you never. You know what? You can wear that
the
shirt
tie.
and tie
Wear the tie.
every day if you call up Darren's Cleanup. So you see Darren's number in front of us. If you're interested in having something done, give him a call. Mention this show, and he might get you a free tulip or something like that.
Nice.
Anyway, let's get to today's game. Today's game, we have the Diablos and the Sure Thing. Now, right away, we got to put a damper on this game because Pomo is not there for the Diablos.
That's right. That's right. And that's a big part, not only on offense but defense, and in that quarterback spots, which is a key point on any team.
Well, Pomo, Adam, is one of the top quarterbacks in the league. He's got incredible breakaway speed. As a runner, can throw the ball 9 miles, and he's not there today. So I think it's definitely going to have an effect on the Diablo offense.
Well, I mean, guys, regardless of who fills in for him, you take such a dynamic player off the field, something is going to change. Whether it's good or whether it's bad, it's not Pomo. So you have to wonder what kind of effect it's going to have, not only on the Diablos, but on a Sure Thing, how a Sure Thing plays. Because when you prepare for a team like that, you're preparing for their best, and Pomo is their best. If he's not there, you have to wonder what the Diablos are going to come out looking like.
And this is going to put additional pressure on the Diablo defense.
That's
because
right.
Now they have to step up even more, knowing that their offense may have limitations today with a backup quarterback in there.
Well, Joe, we know what Pomo brings to this team, but we also want to see how the Diablos play on defense here. Because we know a Sure Thing has been putting up over 40 points on every team they played. So, I'm guessing to see how well this Diablo defense shows up here tonight.
Well, the pressure is going to be on, and let's face it, the substitute quarterback has to make some plays.
Oh, he's got to, but the question is, can he?
And I said, no matter how well that defense plays, he's still got to make plays.
You've got two good defenses here, but you also have two good offenses. Of course, Pomo is a major part of the Diablos offense, so you have to wonder how that's going to change. But when you've got two good defenses in a game like this, you have to wonder what's going to win out. Do the two defenses cancel each other out? You've got a high-scoring game, or do the two offenses cancel each other out? And you've got a very low-scoring defensive battle with good defense and a lot of turnovers in the game. One of those is probably going to happen tonight. The question is which.
And the other thing that the Diablo defense has to worry about, actually two things, the L&L combination, the Laguna brother combination, and that tall guy that wears number 11 for King James. If he has a big game, it could be a long day for the Diablos. If the Laguna brothers have a big game, it's going to be a longer day.
For some players, a catch is a rarity. For him, a miss is a rarity. If it happens where he misses the ball, if it hits his hands and it drops, if he just completely misses it, it's hard to overshoot a guy as tall as he is. But if he doesn't catch the ball, something happened on that play that went wrong. So it's kind of the opposite of many of the other players in this league, because for them, it's a fantastic day when you make a few catches. For him, it's a bad day when you only make a few catches.
Well, we've set it up for you. So let's get to that first half. Diablos and AST coming at you right now.
And it's Joe Berardi, voice of the ACFL, joined by Adam Feldfogel today. And Adam, we've got the Diablos and a Sure Thing, and Diablos have the ball. Takes the snap. There's a run to the right side. And that looks like it's going to get stacked up for a minimal gain.
No, Joe, he didn't get too much going on off the line. From the second the ball got handed off to him, pressure was coming on. Good defense. The offensive line held, but just couldn't give him too much room, pushed him off to the right side.
And we all know what the Sure Thing defense can be like. They strung that play out beautifully. Okay, here we go. Second down. Takes the snap, drops back, looking over the middle. Now, still now gets one out to the right side, a little bit of a flare. And there's a stiff arm and a pull right there.
Well, he kind of waited his time out there back behind the pocket. You'll see it here on the replay. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds before the defense pushes off the line, and then he's able to just flare it out to the right-hand side and get a couple of yards.
Good play there by Joey, not getting beat, not drifting downfield too much. Let's call it a third down for the Diablos. There's a snap, high snap. Quarterback drops back. He's rolling left, still rolling. Still, he's going to dump one out over the middle. That's going to be caught, and let's see if that's enough for a first down. So, rolling left, throwing back right. Not an easy thing to do, Adam.
You know what, Joe? That's a real tough throw, and you'll see it here. He's rolling off. He's a righty quarterback, pushing towards his left-hand side. Stutters there a little bit. He stops himself, and he contorts and twists his body and just kind of lobs it in there. He's lucky that wasn't picked off.
And that's not Pomo, a quarterback for the Diablos. Pomo out for this week's game. There's a snap. Oh, over the quarterback's head, and it'll be downed right there. Pomo, one of the better quarterbacks in the ACFL. Adam, speed, great arm, has it all. Not here today, so Diablos are going to miss him.
And you wonder if that may have done anything on that particular play. If he just sticks his hand out just a little bit further, tips it back to him, and makes a play on that.
There's a snap, a sure thing. Looking and throwing to King James, and it looks like King might have caught one in the face there, Adam. A poke in the eye or a...
I mean, incidental contact there, but yeah, it looks like he gets one, slings it in there.
Well,
it looked more like head-to-head contact.
Yeah, looked like a headbutt there. Quarterback takes a snap, drops back, steps up, looks and throws, and that ball is intercepted by the Diablos. And that's something you don't see too often from a sure thing.
That was a laser right in there, and the only one who was even close to picking that off was a Diablos player. Let's see, zoom, right in there. He threw it to no one in particular on that. Just kind of, maybe he was even trying to throw it away.
It looked like he had a receiver in the middle of the field and just missed him. Diablos take the ball. There's a snap. There's another run, and that's going nowhere in a hurry.
Now, the running game's not going for the Diablos so far. A couple of runs and not too many yards on either one of them. And from the second he gets it, look, the guy's 3 yards away from him from a sure thing, and the only thing inevitable after that was the flag.
Might be trying to take some pressure off the quarterback here, not having to make him pass on every down. But he's got to pass here. Pumps once right, comes back, pumps again, and he gets it away. Is that a safety? Let's see if we get a call here. We've got a pull in the end zone. That's going to be a safety, 2-0 in favor of a sure thing.
He was a dead duck on this one. Pump fake there. 2 more steps, and he's a yard away from the end zone. Now he's in the end zone. There's the pull, and he just kind of lets it go. He was just in trouble after that. He had no receivers open, and a sure thing, just fantastic defense close to the goal line.
And there's the punt by the Diablos, and sure thing, they are going to just pick it up now. Oh, he picks it up, and there's a quick pull. So, 2-0, and the sure thing goes back on offense.
Folks, we got an update here. House of Blues taking on Kodiaks. House of Blue up to a 3-0 start early on. Watch the defense here on the House of Blues stepping up here, not giving the Kodiaks any type of running move. And then right here, a sack. But as we take a look at the replay here, we'll see a bit offsides on this play. They're going to call it a sack. He gets in there and gets Jerry right there. Big sack, which forced the Kodiaks into a punting situation. Now, on the punt here, the Kodiaks delivered a punt here, and the first guy down there is going to be a Kodiak player. He can't do that, Joe. He can't pick up he's got to let the other team catch the ball there.
He's got to give the receiving team a chance to catch the ball. And
there's the flag. There we get it. So House of Blues getting great field position, and this breaks up a big running game here. Look at number 11. He's going to bust out monster run here, and he's not done. He's going to come back in. There's the juke, and then finally gets taken down at the 10-yard line, which would set up a House of Blue touchdown here on the run. Once again, number 11 taking it on the left side here, and he goes in, and House of Blue up 10-0 as they tack on the extra point. Let's take a look at the replay here. Does he step out of bounds right there?
Yeah, it looked like he was there.
But it's a touchdown, 10-0 House of Blues early on.
There's 2 calls that went the House of Blues' way. It's an offside on a sack and a touchdown on a put out of bounds. Back to our game again. And a sure thing takes a snap, drops back, rolling right, still rolling, tucks it away. He's going to head upfield. Still on his feet. And there's a flag pull right there. And again, quarterback showing his elusiveness for this team.
Nifty moves on this particular play. He takes a couple steps. The defense coming in from the Diablos rolls right out of the pocket, and now he's on the run. You see, a couple of yards here. 1 deke. He's going to have a guy coming from behind. 2 dekes, and then it's the third guy who finally pulls the flag down about 15 yards from the line of scrimmage.
Has yet to throw a ball yet to Brother Joey. Here's the snap. He drops back. Now he's got some pressure. He's rolling right, still rolling. He's one deep downfield. He's got to receive. Oh, man, you don't see the King drop that too many times.
And let me tell you something. He puts that ball as close to the King as you could possibly put it. Just one hand in there at the time. Again, another deke rolls out of the pocket, turns himself around, and then just launches this ball. Watch where it goes. And the King has both hands on it. Maybe a hand in there just too late. I think he just took his eye off the ball, Joe.
I think you're right, Adam. That ball should have definitely been caught by a receiver of the King's ability. He takes the snap, drops back, rolling everywhere. Now he's still on his feet, rolling left. And there's a sack. Wow, great pressure by the Diablos on this series.
I'm not sure if he knew exactly what to do on this play once he leaves the pocket. You see him here. He runs, tries to go to the left, then goes back to the right, then to the left. Defense player misses him there, and now he's just sitting there. He's looking for something to do. He pumps again, and that's when the flag gets pulled. It's all the pump faking that's, I think, throwing him off, not the defense.
And it's going to be the Diablos' ball on the turnover on downs. And there's again, the quarterback fakes the handoff. Pitches went out over the right side, incomplete. So, a little play action to try to confuse the defense.
That's a good idea because the running game for the Diablos hasn't been working so far. So if you deke it out a little bit, it might get something going. He just launches this one just out of the reach.
He's got 2 receivers in the same area, too. That's
It gets a little crowded there.
It could get crowded, yes. And here's a snap. He drops back. He looks. He's throwing deep down the left side. He throws that one up in the air as a jump ball. Oh, is that a catch? Is that a catch? Yes, it is.
Oh, my goodness. What a catch. Let's see this again on the replay.
This is great concentration by the receiver, yes. Quarterback lofts it out to the left side. 1-on-1. Defender tips it up in the air. And there it is, right there.
And that's a touchdown, too, which is even more sensational because he had to have incredible concentration on that.
Point after is up, and it is good. So, the Diablos take a lead of 7-2.
Sometimes you get lucky.
And we got another update here. House of Blues taking on the Kodiaks. And the Kodiaks here trying to catch up. Look at his deep bomb to number 9. And he just got too much height on the defense right there, which would set up the Kodiaks here on a touchdown strike to number 8. And the Kodiaks nearing on here 10-7. House of Blues still up by 3 here.
We got to get that guy number 9 over to the Knick game tonight.
On that catch that set up the touchdown, I'm convinced that both defensive players, if they stood on each other's shoulders, would not have been taller than him.
Would have not gotten the ball. Okay, back to our game. And that kickoff's going to roll through the end zone. That's going to be a touchback for a sure thing.
And folks, this game is brought to you by ACFL.net, the Atlantic Coast Football League, and follow us on Twitter at ACFL Football.
Thank you, Jim. And here we go. AST with the ball. Takes the snap, drops back, looking, stepping up. Now he's going to tuck and go. And Laguna, oh, look at this. And he's Justin doing what he does. Man, his escapability is remarkable.
Well, that's sensational. When you first see it, you go, wow, he just doesn't want to be in the pocket. Then you realize he's better out of the pocket than he is in the pocket. Look at this. He takes off from the real 35-yard line, makes 2 players miss right there. Third is right behind, and now he's got open daylight here. Cuts off to the left. Another miss, and he ends back at the other 35-yard line. Just a sensational run.
Does what he does best. Justin drops back. Now he zips one, and that's incomplete. And I'm a little surprised that Joey Laguna has not been involved in this offense yet.
I'm a little surprised with that, too. But if you see, he's in the pocket, but he just seems a little rushed. He didn't really know what to do. The ball comes out a little wobbly over the head of his receiver and in between 2 of the defenders.
All right. Justin takes a snap. Not much of a drop. There's a quick hitter, and he finally gets brother Joey a catch there. And that was a little bit of a juggling act.
Kind of the similar thing to what set up the touchdown on that one. He's in the pocket, seems a little more comfortable on this one, throws it behind his brother, and he just keeps the concentration and manages to pull the ball in.
All right, Justin now in scoring range, takes the snap. He pumps once. He lobs one up over the end zone, and that is the king.
He missed it once on an earlier drive. He was not missing this one. Plenty of time, throws it up there, dekes the jump, does not fall for it, and just lobs it right where only the king can get it.
You see the move he put on? He put on an inside move. He broke to the outside. Defender was like the Statue of Liberty.
Going for 2.
Here's the extra point. No, they're run passing for 1 here, Adam.
That works.
And they're going to get it. So it's 9-7, a sure thing. Comes right back up the field.
I mean, this is a team that you really can't keep down for all that long. The safety to start the game, and then, a touchdown for the Diablos, but that doesn't demoralize a sure thing in any way, shape, or form.
They just play their game, and at the end of the game, they're usually in front. So, and there's a bad kick, and that's going to go out of bounds. And the Diablos will be 1st and 5, very short. So, you come back, take the lead, and you give them field position.
Another score update here. House of Blues against the Kodiaks. A kickoff here, just as similar as you guys. Goes out of bounds here. So House of Blues, great field position here. And it's Harris connecting here. But the man's got no flags, Joe, here. What's he doing? Somebody give him a flag.
Oh, that ball is dead where he caught it, and now he realizes I felt a little light.
But back to the running game here, and number 11 doing a lot more damage here on the run. Watch this run here, and House of Blues just destroying the Kodiaks on the running game. Harris here scrambles for the first down, and then this would set up a touchdown strike here. Just a quick out here. Now the player gets pushed out of bounds there, and they're going to rule this a touchdown. You can't push a player out of bounds. There's the flag.
There was nobody in between the ball carrier and that last defender. You could see nobody there. So in ACFL, that's ruled a touchdown.
There you go. There's the touchdown. So the House of Blues back on top, 17-7, have the 10-point lead once again.
Well, big upset in the making there. All right, back to our game. And the Diablos with the ball first and short. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff again, drops back. Quick zipper out to the right, and that's intercepted by Joey Laguna.
You know, this, for a short thing right now, it's kind of a tale of easy come, easy go, easy come again, because they had that very simple, well-played touchdown drive on their last offensive drive. Then they kick it out of bounds. They set the Diablos up perfectly for a great drive, and the Diablos turn it over again right there on the interception.
Well, Laguna, he's usually at the bottom of some of these plays. There's a quick hitter out to, was that Harris? I'm not quite sure. I didn't get a number. I believe it was Harris. Here's the replay. Just get him the ball out in the flat, hoping he can do something with him. We're a little frozen here. Okay. Well, Harris didn't make the catch. Laguna drops back. That ball is tipped at the line for an incomplete pass.
Oh, you know, sometimes the defender's hand's just where it needs to be. Let's see who gets a hand on it. Right there. The pressure coming in from the left-hand side.
Almost picked.
Almost picked. Land right where the Diablos wanted it to land.
Laguna takes the snap, drops back, steps up, rolling left, zipping one out to the left side. That's caught by Harris again, but he is short of the first down.
Laguna just seems a little tentative in the pocket. He's jumping a little bit. He's kind of moving in and out. Yeah, he's trying to get away, and he happens to complete this pass, but he just seems a little jumpy tonight.
Happy feet. Well, he takes the snap, drops back, now he's on the move again. Again, Diablo's putting pressure on him. He's going to run for the first down and easily get the first. And he stays in bounds and picks up an additional 5 yards.
He makes something out of nothing every time. You see, he's pretty close to the pressure right now, and he's stepping in. Here come the Diablos, and he just turns one to the right, one to the left, and now he's on the run. Nobody can look at open daylight here.
And he's trying to sell. He's going out of bounds, and then he cuts back to the inside. So a good sell job by Justin.
Fantastic.
And the sure thing in scoring range again here. Takes the snap, drops back, quick hitter over the middle, and
that's 2 tonight, Joe.
That's 2 for the King. May demote him to Duke.
This does not happen very often. Where
I was going to say demote him to Queen, but I don't want to insult him.
He's dropped 2 balls that have hit him square in the hands, where he's the only one who could catch that ball.
All right, here's Justin again. Takes the snap. He rolls left, and is he going to walk into the end zone? Is he in? Let's see if we get a signal. He's in.
He's in.
So there was an attempted pull that was whiffed.
And you know what? Here's a high snap, too, so automatically he's kind of on his heels because the pressure's in front of him by the time he comes down on his feet with the ball, and he just runs.
Now, it looks like right there that defender had a shot at the flag, but he kind of waved at it. Here's the extra point. He's looking around, time again, and that time he finds the King.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. Or a third time, shame on me.
All right, here's the replay. It looked like there was going to be a pull there. There
another
wasn't.
whiff.
Yeah, another whiff, and there's the King. Back line all by himself. All right, sure thing with the kickoff. They keep this one in bounds, and it's short.
You have to ask yourself on something like that, is it better to have the kick go out of bounds, short, or is it better to just kick it to him straight like that, right out of bounds? Either way, you're giving the Diablos fantastic field position to start.
Or go out and find another kicker.
That's
all
it.
right, the Diablos take the snap. Drops back, quick hitter over the middle, and that's caught on a nice post play. And this is going to go. 4-6, quick hitter to the post, and it's in there.
Sometimes it's the short play, and then let the receiver do all the work, and that's exactly what happens.
Look at this post. It's a quick post. The safety in the middle is late, I believe. Yeah, and the cornerback was fooled. He just was frozen on the move, and this is the same receiver that caught that jump ball So he's in for his second score of the game. And he's kicking the extra point too. Down, up, and it is. Give me a signal, ref. Good. So we have a 16-14 game.
All right, guys, another update here. Start the second half here between the House of Blues and the Kodiaks. Watch this great return here by the Kodiaks to start the second half. Number 8, who has a touchdown earlier on, puts Jerry in a great position here. And then number 4, Jerry here, connects. Pass down the middle to number 2. Again, Jerry back for pass here, but this time it gets batted down, and the House of Blues defense steps up here. But watch the next play here. They set up for a field goal. They're on the 30-yard line here. You tack on the end zone plus the snap there. That's got to be almost 50 yards, and he gets it. Oh, my.
New York Giants, dial them up. We might need a kicker this year. Tynes is left.
So the Kodiaks putting up 3 points here to start the second half, and they're only down a touchdown now. It's 17-10.
What a weapon. If you got a field goal kicker in this league that can kick the ball 45, it's great.
45, 50-yard kick on that one.
I agree with you.
You can't ask for much more.
All right, Diablos now kicking off to a short thing. There's a lateral. That play, they got a pull.
They're going to say the pull happened before the lateral did, so that should negate the lateral. Let's see where the pull actually does happen on this one.
There it is right there. He's got the flag in his hand. It's a heartbeat.
That's a questionable call, though, because he was kind of fumbling the flag as the ball was leaving his hands.
No, the refs don't have an easy job, and that's the way they called it. Okay, Laguna rolls right. And that ball is tipped, and that's intercepted by the Diablos. And what is going on here today?
Another tip ball at the line, and this one actually is picked off. On the last defensive drive for the Diablos, they tipped it, and it just kind of landed in front of them. Let's see what happens. Boom, right off the hands and right into the hands of the corner, and he's just going right up the middle of the field now.
So, sure thing now. I believe that's their second turnover. And the Diablos now in great field position to take the lead. Takes the snap. There's a handoff, and once again, this ground game is just not going anywhere. Sure thing is getting penetration. Look at the penetration they get. They're in the backfield the minute the ball carrier gets the ball.
Absolutely, and if you're the Diablos, you need to, at that point, at least consider stopping the run game. But the play action did work for them, so
let's
consider that.
see if they go back to that again. Yeah, there it is. Good call, Adam. And the pressure is on by a sure thing. There's another heave to the end zone. And, oh, man, he had a receiver out there.
The receiver stopped running. He was kind of waiting for it. We'll see it here on the replay. The play action happens. He rolls out to the right. Plenty of time, plenty of room. Here comes the defense. Now he's got to squirm a little bit and scramble. Now he's towards the sideline, and he kind of lets this one fly.
Now, does the receiver look at the cones here? No. Oh, no, it was just overthrown.
It was just overthrown, but the receiver kind of stopped running there a little bit. If he had just kept going, he would have had that ball.
Okay, there's a snap deep over the middle, and that's a jump ball, and I believe he's out of bounds there. So there's no catch. We're inside of 2 minutes. And he just let this one go. I don't think there was a receiver in the area, just unloaded here.
I think he thought he had more time than he really did. All of a sudden, the defense was right in his face.
Here's a field goal attempt now. Snap, down, kick, up, and I believe it was partially blocked.
Where's that kicker from the Kodiaks when you need him?
Yeah, that's right. He's across town somewhere. All right, now we have a flag here. Let's see. It looks like...
Are they calling the field goal good?
They're calling it good because there may be an A-gap violation here right there. If they're calling an A-gap, that is a field goal is good. And now the Diablos have taken the lead, and there's a sack of Laguna. So, 17-16 with time running out in the half.
Did not expect that one. It looks like his tendencies are always to run the ball. His tendency is to throw second almost, and he's kind of looking for his route out of the pocket.
All right, there's a snap. Justin looking. He throws one deep downfield, and he's got you-know-who out there. And there it is, just like that.
No more drops.
Just like that.
No more drops.
All right, let's dial up the king.
Look at this. Plenty of time in the pocket. Just takes a couple of steps to the left and just lets it fly. The king has a few inches and a few steps on the corner, and he's just off.
And that's it. And that ball couldn't have been thrown any better. Here's the extra. They're going for two now. Or that was not a touchdown?
I think it was just short. Now it's a touchdown.
Now it's a touchdown. Okay, well, now it's 22. These field markings can throw you off sometimes. They really can. Justin takes the snap, and you see him looking again, and he finds, let's get a number here. Whoever he is, he's happy.
You see, what's strange about that play was Justin has been trying to get away from the pressure and stepping back out of the pocket. On that one, he was actually stepping into the pocket. Turns into a touchdown.
There's the point, and that flag is out. So Brother Joe cannot convert the extra point. But we got a pretty high-scoring affair here.
And this is still the first half. I mean, this is got shootout written all over it.
All right, here we go. 22-17. And not much doing on that kick. And here we go for another update.
Another update here. Kodiak's House of Blues and the Kodiaks here down 7, but not too long here. Jerry with a deep strike here.
Oh, great catch.
But watch the receiver. He takes a big hit falling down there. The ball is let go there, but they're going to rule it a catch here. Watch again. There's the grab, and the ball gets released. So Kodiak's here, great position. Jerry, once again, looking for a touchdown here, throws it, but House of Blues denies him there, gets it right before the end zone. Great grab there by House of Blues. So Jerry's going to right inch yard, but no, he stopped. And he gets both of the flags here. Number 27 coming out big on the D-line, but eventually Kodiak's here. It's just a big horse collar right there, and number 2 takes it in, Joe.
Despite the horse collar, yes.
They actually had to go back to the rule book on that one, and eventually they're going to call it a touchdown.
Well, you just decline the penalty, and it's a score. Watch, here's the comes up. Oh, yeah, he got him right around. Hands to the face, the throat area. That's Ray Charles could have made
so
that.
So the Kodiaks tie it up 17 apiece.
That had great goal line stand written all over it, though, until that horse collar there.
All right, back to the Diablos and the short thing, and we got a barn burner going on right here. There's a quick pitch out, and now that's almost a passing running game kind of thing, isn't it?
But you know what? It works. They scored a touchdown on it not too long ago, a few drives ago, and here, the little dump pass, and then let the receivers do their job, which is make the play happen. Doesn't always have to come from the receiver before they get the ball. It can come with the ball in their hands. Sometimes that allows them some more room.
Here's the snap. Rolling right. Still rolling. Again, throws one. And that's a nice catch. That ball was down, and it's a nice catch by the receiver.
But you want to know what the big key of this play is here. One of the defenders is going to slip and fall, and he's pursuing him. No, he actually gets pushed right at the line by number 53, the offensive lineman. So that enabled a little bit more room there for the Diablos to make something happen.
There's a snap. Quarterback takes, rolls left, still rolling left. His flag falls out, and that ball is dead. Watch the flag come right out now. Oh, he knocked it out himself.
He knocked it out himself.
Okay, let's call it third down now. Snap. Quarterback takes it, drops back, looking over the middle, throwing deep over the middle once again. Another jump ball, and it's hauled in by you-know-who.
The King is making up for those 2 drops that he had when he was on offense, and he's just pulling everything down now. This ball is just a scorcher. It leaves your screen and comes back down right in the hands of the King. Playing fantastic defense back behind the receiver. He's a few inches taller than the receiver. He's the only one on that jump that could do anything with it.
And that's going to take us to the half.
Well, here we are at the halftime of a very interesting game with a short thing leading 22-17, and everything we talked about in the pregame and somehow has come to pass during the game. 22-17, let's start with that score.
Joe, 39 points in just the first half. You take a look at the score, you're thinking, where's the defense here? And just a lot of connects, a lot of quick hitters. Diablos without the quarterback here, but still managed to put up 17 points here. And the short thing, we knew how great this offense is. A team that puts up over 40 points a game. They're at 22 already.
And let's go back to what we had talked about in the pregame show, which was basically you've got 2 good defenses and 2 good offenses, and you can either have a shootout like we have right now or a defensive battle with a very low-scoring game. It's the shootout happening right now. You mentioned it, Jim. 39 points combined in that first half, 22-17. The Diablos playing without Pomo and still staying very competitive in this game. You have to just wonder where this game is going to go in the second half.
Well, let me ask you this. The play of the Diablo backup and that person's just going to have to wait.
He's
going to have to wait.
Is that Darren's cleanup?
No, I didn't need anything clean. But the play of the backup quarterback for the Diablos, adequate to this point? Can he continue to play at that level and possibly pull off the upset?
Adequate, but not as good as it could be. He's looked a little, we refer to it in the game as kind of happy feet, where he just looks a little unsure of himself. He'll take the snap, he'll kind of play around a little bit back there, he'll go into the pocket, he'll go into the pressure, and then he'll take the step back out. He's made a couple of throws where he just kind of lollipopped it up there, a little questionable on the play call, and I'm not convinced that it's going to hang throughout the rest of the game, but if he can play adequately, if he can play the way that he's played in that first half, continue it throughout the second half, I think they've got a shot at hanging in this one.
All right,
We talked about a lot of points, Joe, but for the Diablos, 2 interceptions already here in the first half, and you don't see that much against Justin.
No, you don't. Well, quickly, the second half, what does AST have to do to put this game away?
Well, AST, we saw King James make some drops, If he could hold on to the ball here in the second half, and also, Justin's got to get something going. And it's got to be which defense is going to step up here. Sooner or later, I don't think it's going to be a shootout throughout this whole game.
All right, what does the Diablos have to do to stay in this game and possibly pull it off?
Stand on each other's shoulders and defend the king. That's the only way to stop them. Justin's not playing that well in this game so far. If he continues to stop, they get a little more pressure on him. If they can stop the king, they'll stay in this game. If not, the king's going to run through, and so is AST.
They'll have to put a player on their shoulders, get the jump ball on, right?
The king? I don't know. They don't call him the king for nothing, right? Okay, second half coming at you right now.
And here we are, start of second half, and the Diablos kicking off to a sure thing, and here we go with the second half of a 22-17 game. Still running, still going up the sideline. So, Adam, as we discussed in the halftime show, surprisingly, the Diablos seem to be moving the ball pretty well against a pretty good defense.
Both teams have good defense. Both teams have good offense. And what can end up happening there is you can either get a shootout like we've got going on right now or a defensive battle. The offenses are winning out right now. So, yeah, the Diablos are playing fantastic offense at the moment.
Laguna rolling right, and now he steps up, and he's got some running room, still on the go. And there's a pull. And I'm wondering at this point how much the Diablos are missing Pomo right now. They're down 5 with their quarterback not playing. Makes you wonder. Pomo can make a lot of things happen.
And as you said, they're only down 5 with their quarterback missing. So you wonder if he's there, what that does to their scoring, even ability for that matter.
Absolutely. All right, Laguna drops back. He steps up. Quick hitter over the middle, incomplete.
That play had no chance from the start, and here's why. We'll see it on the replay. The snap is high, so by the time he comes down, he's already feeling the pressure, and now he's got to he kind of loses it in his hand a little bit and spikes it into the ground.
When that pressure comes right up the gut, it's tough. It's tough to evade.
And then you couple a high snap in with that, no good.
Laguna, now he steps up this time, and now he's on the go, and there's a flag pull. So the sure thing, based on other games we've seen, look a little out of sync right now offensively. They just tentative, out of sync, whatever adjective you want to use.
This is a team that's really only had success in the leagues that they've played in, the games that they've played in. So, yeah, for them to be feeling this kind of pressure right now, it is a little strange.
All right, here's Justin, takes the snap, drops back, looking, and now he's sacked again. So, again, the Diablos putting extreme pressure on the quarterback here.
This is just a great play by 99 right here. Look at this. He pushes his guy right out of the way, and while the quarterback is trying to swing himself out, he just gets his hand in there and snags the flag.
Here's Laguna stepping up, and this time he gets the ball away, and it's way out of bounds. So as we just said, looks out of sync.
But Laguna looked the same on that play as he did on the one where he was sacked. He's kind of in that spinning motion trying to get out. You see, he's kind of twisted himself out. On the last play, that's where the flag was pulled. On this one, he was too far away for the flag to be pulled, but he just let it go out of bounds.
All right, Diablos take over on downs, and there's going to be motion on that right there. Everybody's looking for who did it. He's 5 yards upfield.
Absolutely. You can't miss him.
You can't miss him. He's the only guy in a purple shirt. All right, first down repeated. Quarterback, quick hitter over the middle. And he's trying to get to the outside now, cuts it back to the inside. He's still on the go. And there's a couple of nice moves in there.
That's what we've been talking about for the last few minutes, is let the receiver do the work. Here's a little short dump pass, only about a 5-6 yard pass. He cuts it back. Should have had him there. Now he cuts it up. He's going to get another 5 yards plus out of that because of 3 or 4 missed tackles by AST.
All right, let's call it second down now. Diablos take the snap, drops back, stepping up, looking to run, gets it off, incomplete. So sure thing now, applying a little pressure of their own.
Well, maybe they figured out that that's what works in a game like this. You're going to see he just looks a little uncomfortable, rolls out of the pocket, kind of palms that ball and just pushes it. He didn't really throw it as much as he just shoved it, and it falls short.
All right, takes the snap, drops back, now on the roll again. And he's going to get sacked again.
He was in trouble on that one. And we'll see it again on the replay here in just a second. He was just in a ton of trouble. The snap from the shotgun gives him some extra seconds, but look at the pressure coming from the left. That pushes him off to his left. Then he tries to roll back forward, rolls into the pressure, and then the original defender who had gotten him from the left was now coming from the right, and he pulls the flag.
All right, here's the snap. Drops back, looking. Throws one deep downfield down the right side, another jump ball, and guess who? The King picks it off and trips over the hash mark. So he's laying on the ground now like, what else can happen to me today?
Does anybody even remember that there were 2 drops that he had in this game? Because he's had a touchdown, he's had an extra point, and he's had a couple of interceptions where look at that mismatch right there. That's almost a foot taller is the King than the receiver on that play. And if he doesn't trip here, he's got open daylight because 6 isn't getting him. He's cutting that up.
He's got a blocker
He's got
there.
open daylight on that one.
He had yards to run. Laguna takes the snap. Quick hitter out to the right side, and now it looks like try a couple of quick hitters here. Try to get a little rhythm going. Try to get something started.
It worked for the Diablos earlier in the game, so maybe Laguna's trying to make it work a little bit for AST.
He takes the snap once again, drops back. Now he comes to the left side and then hits the King. And this is when AST is in rhythm because this is their offense. They like to throw the ball short, let the receivers make a play, and then before you know it, they burn you downfield.
Well, Joe, here's the truth. You can't keep a team like that that's as good as a sure thing is down for that long. If you allow them to get any kind of rhythm, they'll figure it out from there.
There's another quick hitter and another completion. So that's 3 straight completions basically on the same play.
But that's what's working for them. And if the defense isn't figuring that out and they're not protecting the short pass, which they haven't done on any of the last 3 plays, they're going to keep working. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And the
it's not broken.
offensive line is giving a little bit more time to throw also. Laguna takes the snap. Now he rolls, and he turns it upfield on the run. Still on the run. Still, did they got to pull? Oh, I've got both flags in, and that's a touchdown for a sure thing.
And you know what? That's a designed run play on this
Absolutely.
one. He was not even thinking about throwing the ball. You'll see from the second it's snapped right here, he's running. He's not worrying about throwing that ball. He's tucking and running.
There's a great block out there.
1 miss, 2 misses on that one. Here comes the best chance that they had, and he turned and faced. He got his stomach. He didn't get his side for the flag. That's just a fantastic job on that one because he had the wherewithal to turn his body so they couldn't get at the flag.
So suddenly now, with the extra point, and that is no good, we are at 28-17, I believe. And here it is now. Laguna, he's got somebody in the corner, but he's short. Right there, Harris might have gotten bothered by some defensive hands in there.
He made the right throw on that one, though, because the defender was going off of him and towards the guy who was open on the side.
All right, let's see if the Diablos can come back. There's a great pull right there by Joey Laguna. And here's another update.
Another update here. House of Blues tied up here. And look, Harris trying to connect here. Now watch this throw here. It's first initially ruled as a catch. The Kodiak's disputing this one, and then the other sideline ref's going to rule this as an incomplete pass. Take a look here. It's hard to judge here by the camera angle from our side here. Did he maintain a catch here?
Well, if he gets his hands under the ball, it's supposed to be a catch.
It's incomplete. So House of Blues forced to punt here, and the punt is blocked. A blocked punt there. Good job by the Kodiaks on defense. And this puts Jerry, number 4 of the Kodiaks, in great position here as he connects. And then watch the move there on number 27. Just a great move. Puts him in the red zone here, and then Jerry does the rest here. Snap. There's another catch, quick hitter. And then eventually the House of Blues are not going to hold the Kodiaks here as they connect and take the lead here as they were initially down by 10. Number 2 had that running touchdown. Now gets the catching touchdown, 24-17.
You know, Jerry doesn't get enough credit. He's really one of the better quarterbacks in this league. More good things should be said about him. All right, Diablos take the snap. Rolls right. Now they're behind by more than 5. And there's a good catch and pull. So the Diablos now are in need of a drive.
They've already proven that they can have one of them. It's just the question of whether or not this is one of those times. And, you know, another relatively short pass that worked earlier for the Diablos. Let's see if they try to go back in that direction.
Well, they have plenty of time in the game, so they don't have to go for the big bomb. There's a little flip, and that is going to be picked off again. And this time it's Harris, and he's going to take it back. And does he score? Let's see if we get a touch. Yeah, we got a touchdown. So suddenly, from 5 points, it's now a 17-point game.
That was a terrible decision on this play. He's got plenty of time. Yeah, the defense is coming. He takes a step in towards the pocket and just lollipops that one right up there. He had no shot at that one. That ball should have just been thrown right out of bounds. If he really didn't feel he had that, I mean, Harris was on him like white on rice. So, I mean, and then he was going to run it back for a touchdown. He's too quick for any of at that point, the offensive players to come back and play.
Just a poor decision.
That was not a good decision on that play.
So Laguna in for the extra point. High snap, pulls it down, throws it incomplete.
Laguna's not playing the extra points well. I'm not sure what it is. He's getting the short passes fine, but even on a short, quick slant route like that, he had an open guy cutting from the left to the right, but he decided to hit the back man number 7.
Brother Joey. All right. Well, anyhow, it's 34-17, and what was a close game, 5 minutes ago?
Not that long ago.
And here's Diablos now trying to muster some kind of comeback. There's a pull there. So, again, and we have another update from the House of Blues and the Kodiaks.
Update here. Not much time remaining in this game. Here's the kickoff. And watch the House of Blues decided to take it out of the end zone here. Not a smart move because number 11 is not going to go far here. And right there at the 10-yard line, which brings up Harris. Got to go 70 yards here for the score. And I watched this hit here. Incomplete pass. And number 0 here is just going to get drilled, Joe.
Well, was he attempting a flag pull there?
And here's Harris. Just seconds remaining in the game here. Now, he had a guy open here, but his own man blocked that one. And take another look at it here. He's wide open. If his own man, the guy who didn't have the flags before, lets him go. And then the Kodiaks defense just stepping up right there. A big sack. And they're not going to let any type of comeback here as the Kodiaks holding on here. Here's the last play for Harris. But it's going to be incomplete. And that's going to do it here for the House of Blues and Kodiaks as the Kodiaks win 24-17 and improve to 3-1.
Looks like a close game. And, again, I said, Jerry, good quarterback for the Kodiaks. Doesn't get enough credit. Diablos take the snap. Quick hitter over the middle, dropped.
Nothing you can do about that.
No, and
it just hits him square in the
head. Not at
heads.
this point. You need to catch these balls. This ball has to be caught.
The Diablos right now, you can easily say, are in complete desperation mode. They need these catches to be pulled in.
You see, if they were a sailboat, you could see the wind coming out of their sails just slightly. There's another great grab there. That receiver's been busy.
Well, he's the man in motion on this play. He just kind of ducks past the line, cuts it up on a little slant route, and gets open. He's got 5 or 6 yards of separation, but here comes the corner, number 30, playing just a little bit tighter at that point.
And a sure thing will give them that all day at this point. They need to get downfield, and 5-yard passes just aren't going to do it. Takes a snap, drops back. There's one deep over the middle, and that's caught. Nice throw, nice grab.
That's the throw that they need on a drive like this. They need to reset up a little bit of momentum for themselves, man in motion, and the man in motion on the last play was the one who caught it. It's the same route, so everybody's paying attention to him. He's wide open, but so is the receiver downfield. Just had one man to beat.
Safeties were late getting over there. All right, here's the snap. Takes it, drops back, steps up, on the move again, and that's incomplete. This quarterback doesn't throw the ball very well on the run.
No, and this was designed to not be in the pocket, so it was designed
Look at
to
the receiver
be
on the
run.
other side of the field there. I mean, I know you're not supposed to throw the ball across the field, but, man, there isn't a defender within 15 yards of him.
You're not supposed to throw the ball across the field, but you are supposed to throw to the open receivers.
Receiver, right. And there's an incomplete pass right there. So it looks like now the sure thing is in total control of this game. They took a close game and were able to break it open with a turnover, a couple of drives, and this is what they do.
Looked for a little while like it could go either way, but a sure thing really did kind of set footing on this. We got a flag on this play.
It looks like a sure thing was offside here.
Well, it might have been Diablos offside on a false start.
False start. So it takes it back 5 yards, takes the snap, steps up, throws over the middle, and that's caught. And there's a pull there.
A stiff arm right to the chest on that one. Actually backed him up into the flagpole.
Was this ball tipped? Because it looks like it was tipped. You see the way it came out, a little funny. But the receiver was able to concentrate and make the play.
It might have been nipped at the line. It also just might not have been a fantastic throw. But it got to the receiver where it needed to
Here
get
the Diablos, they haven't quit. I mean, let's see if that ruled in bounds. Let's see.
He throws across his body on this play. I'm not really sure. He's got receivers on the right who are open. He just kind of twists himself. It's not a great throw, not great body position. He's open. He makes the catch. He is in bounds on that play, but really a little confusing on the play choice.
And remember, this is not Pomo playing quarterback for the Diablos today. This guy's trying to step up and do the job, but let's face it, between Pomo's abilities and this quarterback's abilities, it's a night and day situation. I'm not trying to talk down anybody, but
the ball's just coming out of his hands just a little flat. It doesn't have quite that lift.
And there's one that's tipped up incomplete.
That's a great defensive play by 30 on that play. He just kind of on springs. He's on a pogo stick on this one, and this is a nice high throw.
Looks like the receiver's got a chance at it, and then a sudden defensive player comes up with a play like you just said.
If you've got that kind of vertical, use it to your advantage, and he just launched himself up in there.
Absolutely. Okay, he drops back, lobs one back up over the middle, and that's just batted down.
That's all you need to do on that play. Don't even, because if you realize he's not really in the end zone.
No, it's a fourth down play, too.
It's a fourth down play.
So just you don't want to pick this off in the end zone. You just want to bang it down, and that's the end of the play. So Justin takes over, takes the snap, drops back. Oh, he's throwing the ball deep downfield. That's a little surprising at 34-17.
Maybe he's just trying to kind of air out his arm and prove he can still do it, because his long passes today have not worked out so great.
He hit the king with that one, and that was his best one of the day.
Right, and he tries it again on that play. But the defense actually stood in well on that play. The king was covered.
Justin takes a snap, and he's rolling right, and up the field he goes. Like you said, it's a design run. And if you notice the Sure Things offense, they never have a running back in the backfield. Justin is the quarterback and the running back.
That's the same thing as any read option team in the NFL. A guy like Michael Vick or a guy like Robert Griffin III, you don't really need the running back because the quarterback is the running back and the quarterback.
And he steps up here, and he got away. Unbelievable. Throws one upfield and wide open. And how did Laguna step out of that?
I'm stunned. I don't really know how he did. Again, he steps into the pressure and then just manages to one little step back.
Looks like he's dancing the horror here a little bit, isn't he?
Plenty of time. His own guy almost knocks him down. He bounces right off the play. And first, how is he that wide open on that play?
I have no idea. I guess everybody assumed that Laguna had been sacked, and he wasn't. And there's a little jitty jog, and here's the extra point. Takes a snap.
They were coming for him on that play. You could see him coming towards the line.
They got him. They had blood in their eyes.
I think they were a little angry at that one at 34-17 that he's launching the ball up like that.
But once again, a Sure Thing has put up 40 points.
That's this team. You can't keep them down for that long.
40-17, and that's a wrap.
Well, here we are at the conclusion of the game, and what we talked about at halftime basically was What does AST have to do to win the game? You mentioned it, Jim. They've got to get together, score some points, have the king hang on some balls. You said that the Diablos had to continue to try and make some plays and play the good defense. Well, that didn't happen.
No, it did not. And the king, as we talked about at halftime, just kind of ran his court, as you can say, not only on the offensive end after he dropped a couple of balls in the first half. There was no dropping in his repertoire in that second half, not only on offense, but on defense with a couple of interceptions. He was just taller, more physical, bigger than anybody else on the Diablos, and that in and of itself was part of the reason why AST ran away with this game in the second half. They had no shot when they threw anywhere near the king.
Jimmy, the Diablo defense, the quarterback threw a couple of picks that didn't help the situation. Did they play that badly in the second half?
Well, they got shut down here in the second half. No points in the second half for the Diablos, but for this short thing, continue to put up points. Here's another 40 points a game for these guys. And you mentioned King James this time catching the balls on the air. Justin getting some great scrambles, that big run, and that last play of the game, that pretty much, number 2 was just wide open on that play, and it becomes a mercy rule here. Another mercy rule win for a short thing.
Well, they remain unbeaten. I mean, I haven't seen anybody challenge them yet. I mean, really challenge them. The Kane game in week 1, I think, was the closest game they were involved in, and they won that by how many?
But believe it or not, it's the first half in this game, I think
Same thing with the Canes, first half.
I think it spoke some volumes because the Diablos, without Pomo, were able to keep it to a 5-point game, 22-17. That's not easy to do with Pomo. So the AST is just a dominant team, but they have to be careful because in those first halves, if they keep it too close and don't come out gunning in the second half, they may start to see themselves fall a little bit behind against some of the tougher competition in this league. They're a fantastic team, there's no question about that, but don't rest on that too much because you need to be careful not to let the first half ruin the second half.
Well, there's no doubt they have a bullseye on their back, but so far nobody's hit the target. This is Joe Berardi,
Joe.
speaking for Jim and Adam. Yes, Jim.
Joe, this
You
week,
dapper son of a gun, you.
this week we got the Wildcats taking on the Warriors, which is going to be great. I'm going to be there. The big grudge match here, Joe. Big rivalry between these two in the Flag B division. Yeah, we're going to capture it this week. You got Big Shono out there on the message board, doing a bunch of highlights on there, Joe. I think we're going to see another highlight.
I think Big Shono is a frustrated you. I think he wants to be you.
You know what we got to do here, Joe? If it happens, last week the Warriors and the Express got to play the same team once again. There's only 8 teams in that AFC conference. How about we get the Express and Warriors to play once again? How about we get Hollywood here, we got Big Shono on here, and we get the matchup before the game for that last game. I know a lot of talk about that week 1 game, a lot of controversy going on. Let's end the deal here. JT, make it happen, man. Warriors, Express, last game of the season.
If that's what you want, then you sit in the middle. All right, again, for Jim Flanagan and Adam, we're going to bid you a good night. See you next week.